Like water flowing from the mountaintop, this is the sound of DBS.
DBS News. Fresh in the morning. Eye-opening and balanced. The DBS Morning News starts right now.
This morning's headlines: Tropical Storm Erin is expected to become the first hurricane of the Atlantic hurricane season today, the public being urged to continue to monitor the system. Grenada engages the United States over imposition of visa restrictions. The U.S. President Donald Trump says Russian President Putin will not mess around as the pair prepare for Ukraine talks in Alaska. And in sports, Alec Athanaze hits the winning runs as the St. Kitts Patriots open up the 2025 CPL with a victory. Well, good morning. I'm Gavin Richards with the DBS Major Morning News. The details right after this.
Need one trusted place to stock up for your home, shop, or business? Fine Foods Inc. Distribution has got you covered. From dry goods and frozen foods to your favorite drinks, alcoholic and non-alcoholic, plus all the household must-have. We've got it all under one roof. We're right here in Jimmy Dominica. And yes, we deliver fast. Whether you're running a supermarket, a corner shop, a bar, or just like your pantry full and happy, Fine Foods Inc. brings you the best brands you know and love. Great prices, top-tier service, trusted products. Call us at 255-6810 or 316-0164 or drop by our Jimmy location to check out what's in store. Fine Foods Inc.
Fine Foods Inc. The biggest distributor for the biggest brand.
Since 1910, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited has proudly served Dominica, offering a wide variety of products and services in shipping, logistics, insurance, travel, retail, and wholesale. We are committed to serve you. Contact us today at 767-255-1100 or visit us at our main office on Old Street, Roseau. From humble beginnings to proud achievements, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited.
Petro Caribe. Tank installation is part of our mission. Excellent client support is what we got. Contribution to development of Dominica. Supply of LPG at an affordable rate. Let's go. Petro Caribe straight. No time to waste. So come on everyone with me to Petro Caribe. 250 gallon propane tank. 420 pound propane tank. 100 pound LPG cylinder. Petro Caribe. 20 pound fiberglass cylinder. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe.
DBS News.
Welcome back. First up in the news this morning, Tropical Storm Erin is expected to become the first hurricane of the Atlantic hurricane season later today, and the public are being urged to continue to monitor the system. While the storm is expected to remain north of Dominica, but officials at the Met Office are saying that Dominica could be indirectly impacted by rain and heavy sea swells. Flood advisories could be issued for Dominica this weekend.
On the forecast track, the center of Erin is likely to move near or just north of the northern Leeward Islands, or about 280 miles to the north of Dominica, and that is tomorrow morning, and is not expected to pose a direct threat to Dominica. Maximum sustained winds have increased to near 70 miles per hour with higher gusts. Tropical storm force winds now extend outwards up to 90 miles from the center. Erin is expected to become a hurricane later today, and a major hurricane during the weekend. Watches have been issued for portions of the Leeward Islands, and residents in Dominica should continue to monitor the progress of Erin for an indirect impact, as the approach of Erin will support an increased chance for showers and isolated thunderstorms associated with feeder bands or rain bands. People in areas prone to flooding, landslides, and falling rocks, they are advised to be on alert and to exercise caution. A flood watch or warning may become necessary later today. as it relates to sea conditions. An increase in swells is forecast along the eastern coast this afternoon. A further deterioration is anticipated tonight into tomorrow along the eastern and western coastlines. Small craft operators and all sea users should be on alert, and a small craft warning may become necessary later today as well. The advice is to stay informed for updates, be on alert for increased rainfall activity and thunderstorms and rough seas, and to take the necessary precautions.
And that was Met Officer Marshall Alexander. In some more news this morning, Dominica's first ever female Assistant Commissioner of Police says she is honored to be elevated to the position. Antonia Moses of Petit Savan was this week appointed to act as Assistant Commissioner of Police for Management and Training.
Indeed humbled, and I give all thanks to the Almighty Father for his blessings. I was appointed to act in the position of Assistant Commissioner of Police, and that will go until December 31st, 2025. I am grateful to the many officers, past and present, as well as other stakeholders in the community who have been instrumental in the strides I have made in the Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force. I have served the Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force for the past 32 years. I joined the Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force June 9, 2023. I am from the village of Petit Savan. I was the first female officer from that community to have joined the Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force. And I have the full support of my community. I have been attached to the administration section of the Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force, where I have been involved in the management for the past over 15 years. I've also been involved in all aspects of policing in the Commonwealth of Dominica. I want to pledge my continued support to the Chief of Police and the other gazetted officers as we all work to make the Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force a better place. I am also pledging my support to continue to serve the people and government of the Commonwealth of Dominica in my new capacity as ACP administration. I want to thank all the young officers who have congratulated me thus far, and I pledge to continue to working with them for a better police force.
And that's the Acting Assistant Commissioner of Police, Antonia Moses. Meantime, 24 other police officers received new appointments this week.
The Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force has received 25 appointments. Out of the 25 appointments, we have 21 acting appointments and 4 confirmed appointments. To be a little more specific with reference to these appointments, we have Antonia Moses acting in the position of Assistant Commissioner of Police, Chaucer James acting in the position of Superintendent of Police, Inspector Delvin John Lewis acting in the position of Assistant Superintendent of Police, Inspector Lyndon Timothy acting in the position of Assistant Superintendent of Police, and we have 8 inspectors that are acting, 13 sergeants acting, and 2 confirmations at the rank of corporals, and 13 acting corporals. In total, as I said, these are 25 appointments made recently in the Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force. For emphasis, we have, out of the appointments, 4 persons have been confirmed in the position. In other words, they are not acting. They are confirmed in the position, and that's their substantive rank. You have Inspector Erickson John Baptist. He moved from the rank of Sergeant of Police to confirmed Inspector of Police. And then we have Corporal Daryl Damnier. He has moved from the position of Corporal of Police to Sergeant of Police. And we have 2 confirmed Corporals of Police.
And that's the Acting Deputy Police Chief, Jeffrey James. New Acting Assistant Superintendent of Police, Delvin John Lewis, returned to Dominica recently from an 11-week high-level RSS command and staff course at the St. George's University in Grenada. In some more news this morning, Foreign Affairs Minister Dr. Vince Henderson has reiterated Dominica's support for the One China policy. Dominica and the People's Republic of China signed a new economic and technical cooperation agreement on Wednesday for grant funding of $37 million.
We once again want to join with you in your goal of bringing together all of China as one sovereign nation, which includes the province of Taiwan. We remain steadfast in our support to China in its global initiatives to bring about peace, equality, but more so to promote sovereignty and peace among nations through a shared future of prosperity for all our people. And please convey the thanks of Prime Minister Skerrit and the government and people of Dominica to your government for your continued generosity.
Foreign Affairs Minister Dr. Vince Henderson. An initiative to clean up drains in Roseau moves to King George V Street on Sunday. A project officer in the Ministry of Environment, Rural Modernization, Kalinago Upliftment and Constituency Empowerment, Liam Sebastian, says the cleanup of King George V Street on Sunday is important as they encourage citizens to practice proper waste management in Roseau.
We are seeing so many bottles, cans, plastics in areas which are clogging some of the drains. There was an outcry in an area in Roseau where the drain was blocked for a few days, which we made some interventions. And what we are noticing is that a lot of the drains in Roseau are clogged with plastics, bottles, cans. And at the end of the day, as solid waste would have been constantly saying, a lot of the waste that we have is from our doing. And we just want to appeal to persons. We are in the hurricane season and we understand and we surely remember the dangers and the damage that can be caused by some of these clogged drains. Well, the stakeholders, the fire and ambulance services, the Roseau City Council, Dominica Solid Waste Management, ODM, they have been assisting in conducting some of the flushing of some of the drains in the city of Roseau. That practice will continue. On Sunday, we will be doing King George V Street. We start at 6:30 in the morning and need to start from, so that's Astafan Street. Basically, it starts at the top and we go down to the bottom.
And that's the project officer in the Ministry of Environment, Rural Modernization, Kalinago Upliftment and Constituency Empowerment, Liam Sebastian. 3 volunteers from the United States Peace Corps Eastern Caribbean will be officially sworn in as Peace Corps volunteers in Dominica. The swearing-in ceremony for Dominica's newest cohort of volunteers is scheduled for this morning in Portsmouth. The volunteers will commit to 2 years of service at primary schools in the northern part of the island.
We will be working in the Department of Education with the English Literacy Resource Teacher title within primary schools in the northern part of Dominica. I myself am very excited for this opportunity, not only to be able to work in schools and further my career in education, but also just the opportunity to be on this island and to learn all about the culture and all the people and everything that makes Dominica the nature isle. So our work will mainly be around collaborating with a counterpart teacher that's been assigned to us, as well as working with our principals to co-plan and co-facilitate small groups. And that could look like one-on-one support with students and just really utilizing diverse tools that we've learned in these past 9 weeks and different techniques that primarily focus on literacy topics and support. And this is all where is needed. And additionally, in our role, we serve as help for any of the library services that the schools might be needing, whether that is from the ground up with the development of the library or just coming in and working with them as where they are.
And that's Peace Corps volunteer in Dominica, Tess Styler. And the 7 contestants competing for the 2025 Miss WOB Duet title will be officially revealed and sashed later today. This year's event will take place as a cocktail gathering at the Old Mill Cultural Center starting from 5 o'clock.
We're going to be launching the Miss WOB Duet contestants and they will be officially sashed and be revealed to the public. This year we have 7 young ladies who will be participating and vying for the title on the Miss WOB Duet pageant. This year's theme is Crowned in Culture. We'll also have performances by Mary Pascal, DJ Rio and Pan in Harmony. So it's going to be a nice classy cocktail event launching our Miss WOB Duet, starting the ball rolling for Independence 2025. So it's going to be taking place at the Home of Culture, which is the Old Mill Cultural Center, from 5 p.m.
The Senior Cultural Officer at the Cultural Division, Giselle Hyacinth. In news from the region this morning, the government of Grenada says it has taken note of the imposition of visa restrictions on government officials. In a statement yesterday, the government said the Ministry of Foreign Affairs is actively engaged with the authorities of the United States through established diplomatic channels in addressing the matter. The visa restrictions are in light of concerns from the U.S. government over the Cuba medical program, which benefits a number of countries in the Caribbean. The U.S. State Department announced that it has imposed visa restrictions on government officials in Grenada, Africa, and Cuba. Grenada's Foreign Affairs Minister Joseph Andal, who is also a Cuban graduate, earlier this year said that Grenada not only has a legal, moral, and ethical obligation to stand by the people of Cuba, but the island should avoid being opportunistic or transactional as it pertains to the relations between both countries. And on the international scene, the U.S. President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin are preparing for a highly anticipated summit in Alaska on the Ukraine war. Well, Trump says that Putin won't mess around with him at their first one-on-one meeting in 6 years. However, Ukraine's President Zelensky is notably excluded from the talks, and he has warned that decisions made in his absence will be meaningless. Russia launched its full-scale invasion of Ukraine in 2022 with tens of thousands of soldiers killed on both sides. Well, that's the news. Let's recap the headlines. A tropical storm Erin is expected to become the first hurricane of the Atlantic hurricane season today, and the public are being urged to continue to monitor the system. Grenada engages the United States over imposition of visa restrictions. U.S. President Donald Trump says Russian President Putin won't mess around as they prepare for Ukraine talks in Alaska. And coming up in sports, Alec Athanaze hits the winning runs as the St. Kitts Patriots open up the 2025 CPL with a victory.
Need one trusted place to stock up for your home, shop, or business? Fine Foods Inc. Distribution has got you covered. From dry goods and frozen foods to your favorite drinks, alcoholic and non-alcoholic, plus all the household must-have. We've got it all under one roof. We're right here in Jimmy Dominica. And yes, we deliver fast. Whether you're running a supermarket, a corner shop, a bar, or just like your pantry full and happy, Fine Foods Inc. brings you the best brands you know and love. Great prices, top-tier service, trusted products. Call us at 255-6810 or 316-0164 or drop by our Jimmy location to check out what's in store. Fine Foods Inc.
Fine Foods Inc. The biggest distributor for the biggest brand.
Since 1910, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited has proudly served Dominica, offering a wide variety of products and services in shipping, logistics, insurance, travel, retail, and wholesale. We are committed to serve you. Contact us today at 767-255-1100 or visit us at our main office on Old Street, Roseau. From humble beginnings to proud achievements, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited.
Petro Caribe. Tank installation is part of our mission. Excellent client support is what we got. Contribution to development of Dominica. Supply of LPG at an affordable rate. Let's go. Petro Caribe straight. No time to waste. So come on everyone with me to Petro Caribe. 250 gallon propane tank. 420 pound propane tank. 100 pound LPG cylinder. Petro Caribe. 20 pound fiberglass cylinder. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe.
Covering the nation and beyond. DBS Sports Report.
Just Mobank me. Here's my ID.
Just Mobank me. It's that easy.
The faster, easier way to bank. NBD makes it easy to bank online, anywhere, at any time. With Mobanking, the faster, easier way to bank.
The faster, easier way.
So transfer funds on Mobanking.
The faster, easier way.
way.
To pay your bills with more banking.
The faster, easier way.
So order checks on more banking.
The faster, easier
Pay employees on more banking.
The faster, easier way to bank.
Plus, you can now top up your phone on Mo Banking.
Top me up.
No need for cash or card. Simply log into Mo Banking to top up your phone. Visit nbdominica.com or follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more details.
The faster, easier way to bank.
NBD.
Your partner, your bank.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Well, welcome to the Morning Sports. Let's bowl off with cricket news as Alec Athanaze led the way with the bat and Waka Salamkeel did it with the ball as the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots opened up their campaign in the Republic Bank CPL with a win over the Antigua Falcons last night. Well, Athanaze's unbeaten knock helped the Patriots to their first win in St. Kitts in 3 seasons. The Falcons batted first and they were dismissed for just 121 runs. Karim Agor made 61 out of 34 balls. Salamkeel, he picked up 4 for 22 and Nasim Shah 2 for 20. The Patriots, in search of 122, got a decent start from Evan Lewis and Andre Fletcher, but then they lost a few wickets before Alec Athanaze came in and steadied the ship. He hit 37 not out, including the winning runs, to take the Patriots to their winning score of 125 for 4 in 15 overs.
One required. And there is a winning run. So after 3 seasons, the Patriots, they finally crossed the line and secure a win. It's been a long wait. It has tested the patience of all and sundry around the Patriots. But tonight, with a new captain, with a new spirit, they conquer the opposition and start on a good note to secure a win by 6 wickets.
Well, the captain, Jason Holder, he got 18 not out, sharing an unbeaten 49-run partnership with Alec Athanaze. St. Kitts Patriots captain Jason Holder praised his bowlers for setting up the victory.
Yeah, I thought the bowlers were outstanding. I think, when we look at the way we bowl up front in the power play, we got wickets. We got wickets throughout the innings. Credit must go to Waka. I thought Waka was outstanding. He gave us 4 wickets, which is always crucial in any T20 game. So happy that we've started, just to build from here.
Does it make your life easier when you've got quality options to choose from with the ball? And if so, why?
Yeah, obviously, if you've got bankers, it makes life easy. We've got a quality bowling unit, in my opinion. It's only one game in. As I said to the boys, it's important not to get too high or to get too low in this competition, just remain level. And I think if we do that and we be consistent, we'll go deep in this competition.
And that's the St. Kitts Patriots captain Jason Holder. Well, the CPL action will continue tonight with Alec Athanaze and the St. Kitts Patriots. They'll be taking on the Guyana Amazon Warriors. That game gets underway at 7 o'clock. Let's move to some basketball news now as the Peibu Super Eagles suffered their first loss of the season as they went down to the young BAA Sharks in a tight encounter as matches continued last night in the DABA's Premier Division at the Massac Indoor Facility. The BAA Sharks, they took the match 68-64. Jaden Scotland scored 19 and Nigel George, he had 14 for the Sharks. Shama Felicity had a game-high 33 points in the losing effort for the Eagles. Meantime, in the Division 1 League, the West Coast Credit Union Ballers, they blew out the Denise Charles Pemberton Seahawks 81-40. Trevor Paul, he top scored with 20 points for the Ballers, while Shalon Vidal had 16. Ermon Eli, he had 21 points for the Seahawks. The basketball action will continue tonight with the defending champions in the Division 1, the Detroit Blazers, taking on the Real-Time Ballers at 7 o'clock. And at 9 o'clock, it's a top-of-the-table clash between the first-place Convenience Plus Maho Gators and the Dr. Daru Pichle Sports Club Falcons. Let's move to some track and field news as the president of the Dominica Athletics Association, Brendan Williams, is optimistic of good performances from Trennis Hamilton and Denick Luke as they participate in the NACAC Championships in the Bahamas. Well, Dominica will begin their campaign this morning with Denick Luke participating in the 400-meter hurdle event. Luke has represented Dominica twice at the Olympics in the 800-meter event, and Williams says that Luke has looked quite impressive in the 400-meter hurdles. Williams is hoping that both athletes can qualify for the World Championships.
Denick will be participating in the 400-meter hurdles, an event that he took on there about last year, but basically coming to his own in that event. And he has since broken the national record 3 times. Denick is on the cusp of qualifying for the World Championships in that event as well, as he's merely about 0.08 of a second off the standard for qualification. Similarly, Trennis Hamilton will be competing in the shot put event, and she is on the long list for the World Championships, and she has been provisionally accepted, so too as Denick, as persons we are looking to attend the World Championships alongside Thea. So Trennis will be competing in the women's shot put, and from there she will move over to Paraguay to compete in the Pan Am Junior Games. Though we would have wanted to have more athletes participating at the event, but due to financial constraints, we were only left to send out our athletes who are based overseas and those who are vying for qualification for the World Championships to be held in Tokyo from the 13th of September to the 22nd.
And that's president of the Dominica Athletics Association, Brendan Williams. Williams will also play an important role at the NACAC Games.
I will also be attending the event in the capacity of NACAC Council member. I'm also president of the Dominica Athletics Association, as we'll be having a congress. And also I was asked to act as jury of appeal at the event to oversee the entire running of the, smooth running of the event. So that's a very prestigious role where all appeals would have to come to me and a team of officials to basically ensure that the meets the World Athletics standard.
President of the Dominica Athletics Association, Brendan Williams. The race for top 3 finish in the DFA Premier League will intensify tonight as second place Belfast Estate Mau Soca Strikers will clash with fourth place Surgical Southeast as the Premier League continues at the DFA Technical Centre. Well, the Soca Strikers are in second place on 31 points and they are 3 points ahead of Surgical Southeast, who are on 28 points with 2 games left in the season. That game will get underway at 6:30 tonight at the DFA Technical Centre. Central Cooperative Credit Union Dubla FC have already retained the title with 42 points. Maho are in second on 31, while the Roosevelt Scarlet Bombers and Surgical Southeast are tied on 28 points. Valvoline Way United, they are 5th place on 25 points. Meantime, at the bottom of the table, DSFC are basically relegated, but there is a battle for 8th place to avoid the playoff match to remain in the Premier League. Petro Caribbean Point Michel, they are currently in 8th place on 14 points, and they are 4 points clear of Connect 767 Quartz Ready Cash East Central, who are in 9th place on 10 points. And remember, there are just 2 games left in the season. Let's move to some swimming news as the Dominica Swimming Association says that they are in discussions with government and World Aquatics over the construction of a 25-meter swimming pool. The secretary of the Dominica Swimming Association, Shamini Walsh-Dupi, says that the pool will greatly help with the development of the sport. She says while there is interest among the athletes to swim, the lack of facilities has been a challenge. She says, however, that there are a group of swimmers currently in St. Lucia for a training camp.
Yeah, actually, we are in discussions with the government. We had a meeting with Honorable Oscar George, and we are actually looking into the Pools for All program. So that's something that we are pursuing right now. So that's why we're trying as an association to give our students the opportunity to train elsewhere. So, for example, Martinique has offered, right now they're in St. Lucia. And we just want to thank the Dominica Olympic Committee for making this trip possible because, you know, they really came on board to support us to allow our swimmers to train in St. Lucia. But yeah, we do hope that in the near future, Dominica can have at least a 25-meter pool. That definitely will help build our local base and, you know, put swimming where it needs to be. I know Jasmine also is looking to go to these competitions with a team. So that would be nice to see if we have some local swimmers joining her at these competitions.
The Secretary of the Dominica Swimming Association, Shamini Walsh Dupuy. Plans for the future of cycling, including a grassroots program, will be among the key items on the agenda as the Dominica Cycling Association meets with its members tonight. Well, President of the Dominica Cycling Association, Ronald Charles, says concerns affecting cyclists will also be discussed.
That's a very important meeting that we would somewhat discuss the ending of the season, the various new plans that will be in place for 2026, and of course, our new grassroots program that we wish to introduce early in 2026. And in the circumstances, all cyclists, coaches are invited. We'll also be touching on some of the concerns of cyclists, managers, and so forth, so that we can approach cycling holistically, because we believe that it is very important to meet your general body and to speak to them. So this about issues that may be affecting them and about the future of cycling in Dominica.
President of the Dominica Cycling Association, Ronald Charles. Well, the meeting is scheduled for 6 p.m. this evening at the Dominica Olympic Committee headquarters. Meantime, the final road race of the season is expected to take place this weekend. We'll give you some more details on that in another sportscast. We can also tell you quickly that it's Dominica, they're continuing their good ways at the World Domino Championships in Antigua. Well, Delvin Esprit is a member of the team, and he has more in this report.
A number of peers and players have booked a spot in the Queen and King competition of the World Council of Domino Championship being held in Antigua. Nelissa Paul, Nia Joseph, and Lauren Peltier from the women's division, and MacGyver Nicholas from the men's division. Whilst in the mixed pair, Jeff Defoe and Lauren Peltier, Gerald O'Brien and Sandra Robin, and Melvin Morrow and Nia Joseph. The tournament continues today with Dominica coming up against Barbados for the forehand championship at 9 a.m. Delvin Esprit reporting.
And we say thanks to Delvin Esprit, I should say, for that report. And of course, we wish the Dominica Domino team all the best as they go in search of the championship this morning at 9 o'clock against Barbados. That's the DBS Morning News and Sports. Another sporting and news highlights for you at 11 o'clock during the morning news update. And don't forget the 1:50 news this afternoon. Until then, I'm Gavin Richards saying good morning.
Me. Here's my ID.
Just Mobank me. It's that easy.
The faster, easier way to bank. NBD makes it easy to bank online, anywhere, at any time. With more banking, the faster, easier way to bank.
The faster, easier way.
So transfer funds on more banking.
The faster, easier way.
To pay your bills with more banking.
The faster, easier way.
So order checks on more banking.
The faster, easier
Pay employees
way.
on more banking.
The faster, easier way to bank.
Plus, you can now top up your phone on Mo Banking.
Top me up.
No need for cash or card. Simply log into Mo Banking to top up your phone. Visit nbdominica.com or follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more details.
The faster, easier way to bank.
NBD.
Your partner, your bank.
Rudolph Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins, and bidets. PVC piping, fittings, and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies.